some dude tried to rob me behind my building in Long Beach, and he was like smaller and not very intimidating at all. But he was very adamant about getting my stuff, and he was just like, yeah, and he was being like aggressive and loud, and he like had like this bottle he was like throwing in a swing, and basically by the end of it I was just like, no. And it was funny because he like kept going down the price. Like he's like, well, empty your pockets then. I'm like, no. And then he's like, $10 because I was laughing the whole time. And I was filming, but he was so out of his mind that he like, there was no rationalizing. Like even, I was trying to make him laugh. That was my goal. And I was filming too, and I was honestly kind of being an asshole, but the dude's trying to rob me. I can do whatever, you know, like you can't be an asshole to a guy who's trying to rob you. By the end of it though, I just made his like self-esteem kind of low, and I was sort of just joking with him. And then he was like, I was like, dude, I live in this building. All right, dude, like I can get like security or whatever. And he was just like, oh, you got any bitches? But then I was like, nah. And I was trying to be funny, and I was just like, nah, I don't. And like put my head down all funny. And he's just like, well, then give me your camera. And he got all serious again. I'm like, all right, I'm going to run this way because I feel like you're the type of dude who probably carries a gun because you've probably gotten like ridiculed a lot. So I just went to the other side, and I was like, oh, this is kind of a sketchy situation, blah, whatever. So the footage, I filmed all of it. The next day I left I put my camera back on the sidewalk, went around a corner for 30 seconds, came back, laptop was stolen, and all the footage. That's a bummer. So like the worst part was the footage for sure. And then I went back to my building, and the dude was outside, and I'm like, that's weird. And I was like, well, I'm not scared of him. So I was gonna go up to him and be like, hey, like you're holding a skateboard. That's kind of cool. And then he was with like 3 or 4 huge dudes. So I just went upstairs, and I was like tripping a little bit. And then I was like, I'm not gonna worry about it, whatever. Next day, came in the building, went to the security guard, and was like, hey, can you just keep an eye out? I think there's a dude who's sort of after me. She's like, oh yeah, he was just in the building. And I was like, that's horrifying. She's like, yeah, he's actually walking up the street right now. We just had to kick him out because he was circling the building too. So he was like really adamant about getting me. I got freaked out because I don't know Long Beach well, and I'm just like I was honestly terrified. So basically, like 3 or 4 days later, like when that happened, I went upstairs and I like packed up and left. And I like later on, I was like, we're gonna go there, and my homies are gonna go and just grab all my stuff. But yeah, I was horrified. I found a new place.